Yo, what's up, my homies? This is OC again for a brand new video, and today I'm going to be giving you my opinions on the HMS Hood. Yes, I did a video yesterday on her, and it didn't go so well. It was sort of like it was just a sort of funny joke thing, and it didn't go well because it received 2 dislikes straight away. So I'm just gonna get off my chest and say I see nothing wrong with her. Some people might think that I don't respect HMS Hood. I do, quite a lot, and I decided, well, you know, that video was kind of pointless, and the people want a full analysis or whatever. They've already had analysis, obviously, but the video will be split into 3 parts. The history of her, first part, the stats, and whether you should get her. So if you just want to see whether you should get her, just go and buy her, then just go skip near to the end and that should be there. Or if you want to see the stats, just skip partway through. So anyway, okay, let's begin. HMS Hood was an Admiral-class battlecruiser built by the Royal Navy started in 1918 and was launched and commissioned in 1920. She was an Admiral-class battlecruiser. She was the largest battlecruiser ever constructed. She was only 2 meters shorter than the Yamato, and she represented the pride of the British Navy. She was the pride of the British Navy. She represented Britain. She was the most powerful warship ever constructed. Here is a picture of her. I'm sorry about the pictures, by the way. Don't have the editing software, but here's a picture of her, and you can see how powerful she was. Here. She was on, I don't know what she was armed with, but she was armed with big guns. The British believed that having faster, lighter armoured ships with big guns could basically win. And that's what she was. She was very long, very thin, she was very nice. And compared to that of a battleship, which was slow and thick. 1920, when she was launched, she was capable of travelling up to 32 knots, but in 1940, when they retested it, she was capable of travelling at 30, so she only lost 2 knots, but she was still good ship, very good ship. And what happened was that she was basically used as a sort of like just showing around parade ship, sort of the British Navy. And then what happened in May of 1941, the war had just begun, and the Germans built her. Yes, I do have ships surrounding. I do have HMS Hood, but she's downstairs, so sorry, I forgot about that. And what happened after that was that she was sent with the Prince of Wales, a new King George V class battleship, just came out of commission. And what happened was that she didn't fully go through her trials, so they still had crew working on Prince of Wales. And what happened was that their job was to go, and what happened was that the Navy wanted to stop the Bismarck from breaking out into the Atlantic and sinking the convoy. So what they did was that they positioned ships all around Iceland, all around the Atlantic, everywhere. And what happened was that they just waited until she did, and they were hoping that she would run into HMS Hood and Prince of Wales, because they thought that she'd be able to take on one. And if you don't know what Bismarck looks like, that's what she looks like. She is a beast. She was armed with huge guns, huge armour. Her secondaries can do so much damage in World of Warships, so much. And she was meant to go up against her and Prince Eugen. Prince Eugen looked very similar to Bismarck. This is what the Bismarck. That's not the Bismarck blowing up. That's the Bismarck firing at Hood. What happened was that the plan was for the British to go in front of the Germans and cross the T. An old naval tactic. They'll get all their guns range on the enemy. But what happened was that there was communication problems, and the Germans were in the advantage. So the British only had their forward guns, decided to attack. The Germans did nothing, and what happened was that there was a debate between Admiral Lütjens and Captain Lindemann on board the Bismarck, and eventually Captain Lindemann said the famous words, "I will not have my own ship blown up from under my ass," and he opened fire on Hood. And what happened was that Admiral Lancelot Holland decided to make a turn to port, 12 degrees to port, I believe. No, 12 degrees to starboard, I believe. Sorry if my history is a bit wrong. And what happened was that, unfortunately, Hood received several hits, and one hit her deck armour, which was very thin. Battlecruisers had thick side armour, but she did not have thick upper deck armour, and what happened was that it penetrated straight down into her rounds and blew her up. And this is what she looked like. What happened was that she split right in the front. What happened was that her travelling forward caused her to basically split in two, and what happened was that she left, and that's Prince Wales there, and that's Hood, the one with its bow up in the air. Apparently what happened was that she actually managed to fire off one final round before going down. I'm not sure. Here's another picture. You can clearly distinctly see the huge massive explosion, and you can see the bow and the stern both going their separate ways. But I actually do believe in that whole theory that she did manage to fire, because I'm going to be writing a story about it, and I'm going to put that in. And she wasn't discovered until 2000s, I think it was, and the wreck of her, she's basically all across the seabed in like tons of parts. I really want to see the bell. It's in Portsmouth. I came this close last year. So anyway, so let's go and look at the stats of the ship. Alright, so here's the stats of the ship. So, quite annoying. The one thing that I'm annoyed at is battleship. She wasn't a battleship, she was a battlecruiser. But I was told by a certain Mighty Jingles that they classify the guns, the size of the guns, whether it's a battleship or a battlecruiser. Same with the Congo. So yeah, that sticks out the fact that they made her a battleship instead of a battlecruiser. So she's tier 7, same as Bismarck. So she'll be able to take on Bismarck. I don't think that she was outgunned when it comes to Bismarck. She was definitely out-armoured, but not outgunned, and really it was just down to luck that she sank. Bad luck. Not luck, bad luck that she sank, because it was just really a lucky hit at the end of the day. So obviously she had a length of, just given the lamps, given the water displacement, given the propulsion, they've boosted her up to 31 knots. She's going to be a premium, I heard, so she's going to like not be able to be upgraded at all. So she's armed with 381mm guns. So those are guns of that of a battleship. I'm not sure how guns they've gun. It doesn't say the gun rotation. We're given very vague stuff. But they definitely have in the rocket launchers. Because that's what's supposedly hit the rocket launchers part of the ship that caused her to eventually explode. It would hit the rocket launcher where they kept the rocket launchers there at near the mast, and what happened was that eventually managed to somehow the fire managed to get into one of the cannons at one of the guns at the back, one of the cartridges, and it blew her up basically. And so yeah, that's actually quite good that they've added in the machine guns, they've added in everything, but it's a very vague description of what they're planning with her. It doesn't like tell us how much damage, it doesn't tell us this, it doesn't tell us that. They've definitely added in torpedoes, so that's a good thing, but other than that, that's really all we know about her. That's the stats about her. So I think she might actually be more powerful than Bismarck, which I know is insane, but she's armed with torpedoes. Bismarck isn't, so does Tirpitz. But she's armed with torpedoes, she's armed with rocket launchers, so I actually think she may be more powerful than Bismarck, which is insane. So, the big question is, should you buy the ship? In my opinion, you see, this is the thing. She's apparently going to be a premium. I'm not 100% sure. I'm only 90% sure she's going to be premium, due to the fact that Wargaming is added in her, no other ships. I do find it quite annoying that Wargaming decided to add in light cruisers. But truth be told, I specialise in naval stuff, I specialise in all sorts of naval British stuff. I don't know any of the cruisers they've added in. I only know basically the capital ships. But I've never heard of any of the cruisers. You know, I've heard of Norfolk, Suffolk, all of those types. But not like the Minotaur, Edinburgh, Danae, Caledon. I've never heard of those in my life, truth be told. So, really, either way, with me, I'm gonna buy her, which I know is insane. I know it's kind of stupid, due to the fact that in the previous video before I'd done of her, that I was depicted screaming and shooting myself because she was going to be made premium. and putting all the blame on Wargaming, but it's just due to the fact that they kind of shoved me up against a wall, due to the fact that she really does care a lot to me, and I'm gonna have to buy her because I just can't say no, I've got to do this, right? And that's really what Wargaming's done. That's what tactic I think they've done with her. So I'm gonna estimate she's tier 7, which is along the lines of Tirpitz. So I'm gonna guesstimate she is going to cost around, and this is British currency, and I'll try and convert it to American currency. She's going to cost around £30 to £40, I think. In American currency, US dollars, I think she is going to be $50 to $60. That's what I think. If you want to just basically get a ship straight away, that is good, and you want to enjoy playing the game, get HMS Hood. If you want to like see other ships, wait, okay, because they're gonna add it. They're gonna work on the British fleet. They're gonna add in hopefully battleships and others. It's just taken them. It's because Wargaming is Russian and they're not focusing on the British ships. They've only been focusing on a few, and HMS Hood is the one they want to, this big piece, to the whole thing. If you're a historical person, then go and buy it, like me, because I'm gonna definitely buy her. Definitely gonna buy her. I'm definitely gonna use her. But really, the choice is yours, whether you want a ship or like her or not. Truth be told, I can't make that decision, and this is really my thoughts. Also, I found out a bit more news on the submarines. That was an April Fool's thing. You can't do that at all. I found out you can't use it. That was the April Fool's joke, really. And it's taken me a long time to realise, and I can understand why the one video got a dislike. So yeah, that ends this video here, truth be told. So, historical person, go and buy it if you want. If you want to just like play in the game and want a really good ship, go and get her. If you want to, if you're just thinking in general, like to try and go through ships, just go through the ships. Or if you want to get another ship, just wait, alright, because they might add in Repulse or something like that, because I think they will add in Repulse, but not as a premium ship, as an alternative to the Premium HUD. So anyway, I'd like to say sorry for about previous video, because some people think, oh, I'm being horrible about HMS HUD. I wasn't being horrible. I was just, it was a joke, and I understand, yeah, but really. But I don't know, the people who disliked it could have been like people who just don't like how I said it out in general. Like, some people could dislike this video and they don't like how I said it out in general. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just, this video has been something I really wanted to get off my chest and give my input and opinions about HMS HUD and fully explain. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, which I highly doubt a lot of you won't do, and you probably don't know who I am. You've never heard of me in your life. You just clicked on this video because some of YouTubers have done it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, peace out, homies.